Hello everybody, welcome to the Gyrocopter Flying Club and part 11 of the history of the gyroplane. Before I continue, I recommend you subscribe to the channel and get alerts as I have some new content this month, and it will be very exciting material that will be of great interest to anyone interested in aviation. It's something very new with unseen content, and I think without subscription it could be hard to find via a search. So subscribe and sit tight. Okay, back to gyroplane history. As the 80s drew to a close, the gyroplane market had been re-energised and was looking really healthy, in part because there was great excitement and attention around microlight aviation, starting with the flexwing community. In the UK, BBC programmes like this 1985 Rally in the Sky programme about a microlight rally helped to fuel that imagination, and some got excited and enthused about the possibility of getting airborne. Microlight aviation had been facilitated to a large extent by the availability of light and powerful motors, mainly supplied by Rotax. Rotax made the 447, the 503 and the 532 engine. The 447 was a 40 horsepower 32 kilo engine, whilst the 532 was the most powerful with 64 horsepower from the same 32 kilos. There was obvious read across to light gyroplanes. The Air Command was the best marketed and sold like hotcakes. There were other significant new aircraft for the 90s, the standout being the WindRyder. It looks awesome in 2020, so when this thing was announced in 1987, it must have blown people away compared with the usual Benson types. It looks like an F-16 fighter. The WindRyder was a composite monocoque structure with an enclosed cabin, developed by Kurt Shaw and Jim McCutcheon as a high-performance gyroplane. McCutcheon was already notable in gyroplane circles for his popular Skywheels rotor blades. The aircraft was powered by a Rotax 532 and had a performance of over 100 miles an hour cruise. It didn't sell very well, mainly because of its high price, and in the end the manufacturer lost interest and stopped producing, but performance-wise it had certainly moved the game on. A nice looking aircraft from Canada was from Rotary Air Force and their RAF 2000. It was a two-seat side-by-side aircraft, and it sold in kit form, originally offered with a 1070cc Hirth two-stroke motor, but commonly seen today fitted with a Subaru EJ22 automotive engine. It sold reasonably well and was one of the first aircraft that offered true cross-country touring capability. In Europe, a significant aircraft was the M16 by VPM, which was a component manufacturer for the Italian aerospace industry founded by Vittorio Magni. He had previously bought the rights to the MT5 gyro from Jukka Turvemäki of Finland. In 1996 VPM became Magni Gyro, and the VPM M16 Evolution is still sold today. The rotor flight dynamics Dominator was designed by Ernie Boyett, who was joined in business with Chuck Beatty. The Dominator was offered as a kit aircraft in single and two-seat variants. Its elevated fuselage was by design as a solution to pilot-induced oscillation, a contributor to many gyroplane accidents, by changing the thrust center line. Rotor Flight Dynamics also produced the Dragon Wings rotor blades. But it was the Air Command by Dennis Fetters that became a sales sensation. It may not sit well with many today or engineering purists, but the Air Command Commander was the aircraft that made many look at gyroplanes seriously. The UK franchise sold 60 in 18 months. Having introduced the ultralight category Commander 447 in the mid-1980s, it was followed with larger engines mounted on the same airframe, the Rotax 503 and the liquid-cooled Rotax 532. The emphasis was on upselling to the point that Fetters even claimed, "We don't sell a two-seat machine. We sell a 532 Commander Elite and then you can purchase a two-place upgrade. We don't even sell it to anybody unless they've got 50 hours logged in a single-seat Commander." But a candle that burns bright burns only for a short time, and so it was with Air Command and Dennis Fetters. The company suffered problems with accounting and it changed hands after only a few years, but that wasn't the end of the story. As we'll see next time, there were much graver consequences for a lot of Air Command commander pilots.